All right, boys, we back once again. Just want to describe my method of trading lately, which I'm always kind of trying to revamp, refine, redo, at least for my futures. So I have like a futures trading and I have an option strategy, and that I want to talk about today too. So the first thing is finding good levels. Finding good levels. So today with the Qs coming in, I got Heiken Ashley candlesticks, and I've got the previous day's range here. Okay, and I've got a bunch of pivot points on here. So basically, I'm watching the market, and I want to see what kind of levels that it's respecting. Now I know that today is a Fed day, so context is important. I know what kind of day to expect. I know that it's going to be pretty much essentially sideways to up into the minutes release at 1 p.m. Central. So knowing this, I've got essentially a trade plan. I want to find a level to buy. And so what did I do? I saw that this was respected here, this level. This is a weekly pivot here. So I'm basically looking at this, and every time it came down into that level, the market bought it. Market bought it. Bought it. It couldn't even make it into the level in some cases. So that's how I know that the level was solid. And the change in thinking that happened, I don't know when this happened, but effectively it was I would say it was recent, where instead of buying it and then sitting there and going, oh, I hope it goes up, I'm basically just buying it as a support and just waiting to see if it breaks. I don't care so much that it goes up. I only care if it breaks. I'm buying it, and if it doesn't break, I already know that I'm good. Right? I already know that the trade is going to be good if this support never breaks. Because where else can it go? If it doesn't break, then that means it's going to go higher. So all I have to do is just buy the support every time it comes into the support and just sit there, And if it breaks, then I scratch the trade. If it doesn't break, well then this is what happens when you can't break a weekly pivot. This is what happens, especially when they come out and they're super mega dovish and they call it a taper, when really all they did was lower the minimum amount of taper. There's no cap. If you guys follow Gregory Mannarino, go follow his channel too. He's the one that brought this up, so all credit to him on this. But he basically said there's no cap on how much they can buy. They just lowered the minimum. So it wasn't even a taper. It's not even a taper. It's not even a real taper. So they're not raising rates till the end of December. And they didn't even taper. All they did was fake taper or token taper. So with this in our mind, so we got our theme right now, we had Apple, Amazon earnings. Didn't crater. Okay, so we're gonna keep track of this. We got FOMC. They token tapered. No rate raise until December 2022 probably, which apparently is already priced in. The markets have already discounted a rate raise. So what does that tell you is going to happen at the markets? Like if you had no fear at all, you would go all in max leverage right now, because the markets have nowhere else to go but up at this point. We didn't get the blow off top yet. I was expecting that. I think crypto is gonna start on a massive run soon. I'm not sure when, but I'm definitely positioning for that slowly and building into a position to where I think crypto has another leg higher. Small caps. All right, so we keep track of the rut. Basically, it broke out of a multi-month. I know this looks messy, but these are just the previous levels, previous ranges, open, close ranges, printed into the future. So, but anyways, this is the multi-month, multi-week level that was just broken. And so as long as we hold this level on IWM and RTY, then small caps, I think, are going much, much higher. And if you were a TA specialist, you basically would just let's just take all this off of here. All right, so you're just taking this as your measured move. And you just, boom. So I don't think we stop at least on the RTY, you could either stop here because you could take the mid range of this move. A lot of people like to use fibs. I just like to use the measured move. We're probably going to see some kind of maybe consolidation here. If it breaks through this level, then we're going right to 24.65, and then you could even go into this level. We could see 25.29. I don't know if it's going to go straight there. I doubt it. I bet you it bounces in here a little bit. But anyways, the point is the bears have a lot to do to be able to break this back down again after what just happened. Very long consolidation. What do they say? The longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout, the bigger the move. And so expecting a lot higher move here. So a lot of things happening in confluence with, so we have another theme here where we have RTY breakout. I think it was like a 9-month breakout. And then we've got them talking about inflation not being as bad because, you know, basically they're not even talking about a rate increase until the end of 2022. So inflation's not even a thing anymore. Infrastructure package, they're still working on this, so we're keeping an eye on that. Supply chains, it's been an issue, but we just keep an eye on semiconductors. If semiconductors are good, then that means that they're thinking supply chains are getting better. So keeping an eye on that kind of stuff. So sequences are bullish. The risk indicators, it's up a little bit, but it's still bullish. SPY flow, essentially, it looks fine up until December 17th. And the Mobidex is showing nothing. So, and we have Tesla going crazy. So I expect much higher moves coming out of all of these stocks. You know, you're still in a bullish uptrend here. And most people like to do this. Here's a common mistake I see with people, especially on Twitter, is they go with this, you know, this chart here, and they don't do a log, you know, they just go, oh my gosh, you know, how can Tesla keep going higher? And they got the chart like this, right? And they got their RSI or whatever here, you know. Yeah, if you're looking at the chart like this, how can it keep going higher, right? But throw it on a log, give it some room to breathe here a little bit, and look at the long-term trend. Okay, this is what Tesla looks like on a weekly logarithmic chart. So it's very possible this goes much higher without you really having a, you know, it being so inconceivable to you. All right, take a look at this move that happened here. You know, there was a nice huge move that happened here. Is it going to be something similar? It hasn't even done anything close to that. So you know, here was 8 to 40. 8 to 40. Now, I don't think it does an 8 to 40 from here, but it's just, you know, looking at its past moves, it's not inconceivable that this keeps going higher. Now, obviously, everybody would like to see a pullback for Tesla, preferably into like this 860, 890 range. But, you know, this thing is breaking out. So if you got stocks breaking out, if you got the Fed super mega dovish, you've got small caps breaking out, which is an indicator of breadth in the market. So you've already had SPY and Qs break out. You've got IWM breaking out. So you have the VIX being completely shattered into pieces. You have the dollar down. You have the dollar US 10-year showing that it's logical to hold equities right now. I don't see any risk, so I think we go much higher. Anyways, hopefully this helps you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, share the video. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.